It is almost game time, folks. Saturday, noon in Madison, Michigan at Wisconsin. I want you guys to predict the score. I am really actually having a tough time figuring out what to expect from this one. I don't know if there's ever been an instance where two fan bases think their team is going to lose in a college football game more than this game. Wisconsin fans think they're going to lose. Pretty much every Michigan fan, I think, is, deep down at least, though they might be lying publicly, deep down, they think Michigan's going to lose 20 straight years, five games of losses, and Jim Harbaugh with a just terrible record on the road in big games at Michigan. So go ahead, down in the comments, predict the score, Michigan at Wisconsin. We have some big-time keys to this game coming up right now. We are presented by BetUS. If you guys think you know the score prediction, Michigan is a 2.5-point underdog, which we'll show here in a second. Go over to BetUS, use that promo code GOBLUE for 125% deposit bonus with our sportsbook partner BetUS. Put down promo code GOBLUE at chatsports.com/GOBLUE. 125% deposit bonus. Let's take a look at this one, okay? Michigan's heading into Wisconsin. Their last win there was when John Navarre was a sophomore in 2001 when Michigan was down late. They punted with under 4 minutes left in the game, and the Wisconsin player tried to do one of these, get away from the ball. The ball bounced up and hit him off the leg. Michigan recovered, kicked a field goal to take the lead, and held on to win. It could be like 22, 23 years had not been for that play. The Wisconsin Badgers, based on the last 2 years, they are favorites over Michigan, number 14 Wolverines, despite Wisconsin being 1-2 on the season with a couple disastrous games against Penn, maybe not complete games, but disastrous outcomes at least against Penn State in the opener, and then last week, neutral game against Notre Dame. Over-under in this one, 43.5. Make sure you are watching, tuning in Saturday, high noon on Fox. Let's take a look at my preview and prediction. I'll give you a prediction at the end of the game, but I said this earlier today in the office. This game for me is kind of like the Lions versus Bears game this week. I don't expect anything to happen offensively. So if you're in for a snooze fest, I think this might be the one, at least if snooze fest to you means no offensive output. Number one thing we're looking for that has to happen for Michigan to win is forced turnovers from Wisconsin quarterback Graham Mertz. He was the talk of college football a year ago. October 23rd, he drops like 23 of 25, 5 touchdowns. Wisconsin is the talk of college football. Then they like in a 3-game COVID shutdown. They can't play football for 3 weeks. Come into Michigan in their second game, I think that was third game actually was, and work the Wolverines. But after that game, folks, I think I said it yesterday, they're like 2-4 or something like that, 2-5 since beating Michigan last year in the Big House, the worst first half in the history of that stadium. So Mertz has 7 turnovers against the 2 teams he's played this year with a pulse, Notre Dame and Penn State. Now, these are 2 top 15 or so teams right now. Penn State, I think, they're in the top 10 right now, aren't they, right? Notre Dame is as well. Top 5 for Penn State. Notre Dame has had a couple iffy games, didn't really look good against Florida State, had needed kind of a miracle to beat Toledo, but in the fourth quarter against Wisconsin, they took the lead and then pulled away, ended up, I think, dropping 31 points in the fourth against Wisconsin this past Saturday. This is a very close game. Notre Dame ran for almost no yards in this one. Mertz on the season, 1 touchdown, 6 interceptions. So if he throws it for a touchdown or 2 early in this game, if we're sitting in the middle of third quarter and Mertz has no interceptions and he's got multiple touchdowns, this game is not going well for Michigan, right? I'm surprised they haven't pulled him yet. Read a few things that some of the Wisconsin insiders and beat writers said. And there's a lot of conversation on their side that if he has this kind of game where he's turned the ball over 4 or 5 times, like he did last weekend against Notre Dame, 4 interceptions, including 2 pick six, 2 fumbles, lost one of them, that he could be benched after this game. This could be his last shot. The former 5-star quarterback took Jack Cohn's job. Cohn had to transfer. He is now the quarterback of Notre Dame, the team that just beat Wisconsin. Kind of a little bit of a Brady Belichick situation there in a lot of ways. So what Michigan has to do is blitz Mertz early and then blitz him often, okay? We haven't seen a ton of blitzing from Mike McDonald, but you don't want to sit there and only rush 4 or 5 guys and give him the opportunity when he needs to have time to throw, because he will get that. He will get passes off. He is talented. And frankly, Michigan's cornerbacks, although they've looked okay this year, they're still not very talented and haven't done really anything to prove that they are all Big Ten level or championship level cornerbacks. So Michigan's disguised them very well. They've moved Dax Till over from safety to a nickelback cornerback situation most of the season so far. But if you're going against a quarterback with talent that Mertz has, and he has time to throw, folks, it's going to be a long day for this this secondary for Michigan. So, blitz them often, blitz them early, and thank you so much to you guys. I said on Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday or Tuesday show, whatever it was. We had the audio issue on Wednesday, so I think it was Tuesday's show. If we got 50 new subscribers in the next day, I extended it because the Wednesday show had some audio issues to end of day on Wednesday. That would do 50 shots of beer in 12 minutes. So I was going to plan to do it today. Got too busy around here with some other projects working on. So tomorrow, Friday, guarantee, fact, F-A-C-K, 50 shots of beer. What we're going to do is set up, which side is it on here? So it's going to be on this side. I'm going to have a table. We're going to put a camera over top of it. 50 shots of beer, about 4.5, 5 beers. I've got the shot glasses and everything. And I'm just going to basically be doing this. All right, welcome to the Michigan Football Report. I'm just going to be chugging them. Frankly, if you do 4 or 5 beers in 12 minutes, you should have a pretty solid buzz. Help me pick what we can drink. We got a ton of booze here in the office. So I looked in the fridge. This is what we've got. And some of you guys would be like, Yoder, you're a girl. What kind of drinks are those? Have some taste. Whatever, okay? I don't do the shopping around here, okay? Bud Light, Type BL, if I should drink the Bud Light. If it's Budweiser, we've got some Budweiser in the fridge, case or two of that, Type BW. If you think it's Miller Lite, Type ML. Write-in votes are accepted. I did check. We've got some Modelo, I guess I could drink. Also some Pabst Blue Ribbon. We do have some Yingling, but if you're chugging 4 or 5 beers in 12 minutes, I'm not drinking Yingling. It's like $1.50 a bottle, whatever. So write-in vote if you want. Let me know, BL, BW, or ML for Friday's Beer Palooza. Number 2, come on. I almost cracked up right there. These producers, these production staff behind me, they're just trying to make me look like a fool this week. Jim Leonard's D is unreal. This should be censored, okay? We should bleep this out. I just said that. We have the production staff bleep that out afterwards. So if you see it without it bleeped out, you got lucky because by the time we're done processing this thing, it will be bleeped. I guess we're talking about Jim Leonard and Wisconsin's defense, but maybe Jim Leonard's D, by the way, kind of weird that he's got the word hard. You see his name in his last name. But my message to Jim Harbaugh is don't be cute. Don't be stubborn. By stubborn, I mean this. Don't try and run the ball 55 times like you did against Washington against this defense. This is the number 1 rush defense in the country. 25 yards a game they're giving up on the ground. Notre Dame ran the ball like 30-plus times, got 9 yards rushing. What do I mean by don't be cute? Don't be cute like last year when you had Ben Mason lining up at defensive tackle. The next series, you're handing him the ball off inside the 5-yard line when he hadn't touched the ball all year in offense, and he's fumbling in a game you had the opportunity to take an early lead on the road, and then you absolutely deflated your team and completely, the air, the wind came out of the sails, and the team wasn't the same. Wisconsin scored like 5 straight times after that. Went to half like a 35-7 lead. So don't be cute. Don't be stubborn. You've got to pass the ball, which we'll talk about here in just a moment. Said at the top of the show, BetUS is our presenting sponsor. I'm putting down straight cash, homie, with BetUS. Take a look at this point spread right here. Michigan, a 2.5-point underdog. Kind of wild. All right. 1-2 Wisconsin team. Kind of wild. Over under 43.5. I'm going to put money on this game. I don't know where I'm going. I'm probably going to go with the under, honestly. I think this is going to be a tough game to see both teams even score 30 points combined. I'm going to do it at BetUS with promo code GOBLUE at chatsports.com/GoBlue. Use that link right there, and you automatically get that deposit. You'll redirect to the page on BetUS. And then make sure when you make your deposit, you type in that promo code GoBlue, 125% deposit. You put in $100 in cash, you have an extra $125 to bet. $200, extra $250, $300, $375, $400, $500 extra bonus cash to bet. Allows you to lose a couple games and not be going through your entire bankroll. Number 3, Michigan must find a passing game, folks. That's all there is to it. If Cade McNamara doesn't throw for 225, 250 yards in this game, I find it difficult to see Michigan winning it. So I'm just going to say this. What you got, Cade? What you got, Cade McNamara? Okay? The most decorated passer in the state of Nevada history. The only 2-time Gatorade player in the state of Nevada history. 12,600 or some yards, 148 passing touchdowns as a high school player. And he throws a pretty ball. But he made a lot of weird passes, a lot of throwing off his back foot. Maybe it was the shot to the face. I'm not sure. But I'm going to give him one more shot for faith. Win a big game on the road like Michigan hasn't been able to do much lately, but I have no faith in Josh Gattis, okay? So Josh Gattis has proven time and time again that he is an absolutely absolutely mediocre offensive coordinator. He has no idea how to manage a game clock. He has no idea how to manage his timeouts. He has no idea how to manage his personnel. And if you leave the game plan in Josh Gattis' hand, Michigan will lose this game, and they will lose this game like they have the 2 times he has faced Wisconsin. Take a look at their history books, folks. Michigan football has been around for 140 years. Wisconsin, probably, 120 or something like that. They played, 80, 70, 65 times? Never has Michigan lost to Wisconsin like they have the past 2 years. Never have they looked as bad on offense as they have the past 2 years. What's the elixir there? What's the common denominator, whatever it is? It's Josh Gattis. He's got a terrible game plan. He has absolutely failed his position at Michigan against Wisconsin, overall, but against Wisconsin, I have no faith in him, and I think Jim Harbaugh needs to recognize that, right? If you have got somebody on your team, your staff, that is just completely failing in multiple ways, but you keep giving them the opportunity, you either have a lot of faith in them or you're just stupid yourself. So we're going to find out which one Jim Harbaugh is coming up on Saturday. One more time for you guys before we continue on with our keys to the game. Predict the score down in the comments. I'll actually pin this comment, so you can just reply to that one down below in the comments. I want to see who knows their stuff in the YouTube sphere and knows this program, knows this Michigan football team. Number 4, Michigan needs to convert on third down. Right? 4 straight 3-and-outs last week in the second half against Rutgers. They look good in third down in the first few weeks of the year, obviously against lesser opponents, obviously against defenses that were coached by, lesser defensive staffs than Greg Schiano's Rutgers defensive staff. So we'll see. Jim Leonhard, he's got a nice D. He might be the best defensive coordinator in college football right now, at least from what I've seen. We'll find out on Saturday what he's got. Wisconsin is the number 4 defense in America on third down, giving up only 25% of the time. They give up a first down to the opponent when it comes to third down. So these are the keys to the game, folks. I don't know what to tell you. At the end of the day, it's all going to come down to whether Cade McNamara can complete passes, whether Jim Harbaugh is stubborn or creative, and whether Michigan can convert on third down against this Wisconsin defense. Tomorrow, Friday, probably around noon or so keep an eye out for in the early afternoon for us to publish it. I am chugging, so go down and type chug, chug, chug. I'll have some behind-the-scenes footage on like the side cameras without the background and stuff like that if you want to see some behind-the-scenes footage for it too. Check us out tomorrow and subscribe if you have at youtube.com/MichiganTV. Until tomorrow, go Blue.